Key. Encryption. Level by gemstone. Oh, another gemstone level. Okay, well, that's our theme today. We're just doing gemstonezVA levels. Good luck. Have fun. Logistics around the trip have been annoying, but it's been whatever. Okay. Well, that's good to hear at least. Skull blocks will kill Mario and keys. The flashing gates will delete sprites. Hold up or down to open horizontal doors. Okay. Well, I can get the key. I can chuck the key. And then I need to do something with the shell. Clearly. Need to stand on the key. This seems straightforward so far. I'm not very good at it, but it seems straightforward so far. I'm thinking about this. Actually, I don't know if I'm doing it right. I think I need to stand on the key, but I need a little more height for that to work, so maybe I need to jump a little faster. Level's very much logistics level 2. Ah, okay. Oh. Yeah, as it stands, I think I have like maybe 1 or 2... Hey, stop doing that. Good level ideas in me currently. Like, one of them is clearly QLDC. One I could have probably gotten away with in CLDC or QLDC. And then I have one good idea that I think could be made into a Romhack Races level. But it would probably be in a unconventional level, more like Fire 450, I think is the number on their name. There we go. Alright, be aware of momentum. Can't go into details, right? Yeah. You know, can't go into details. Too much to divulge. I respect it. I was once party to testing, kind of testing a Romhack Races level in advance. But I told Faro I wasn't going to play that week, so it wasn't going to be a problem. I had to do with a puzzle near the end of it, of the level that had to do with some balloon stuff. And I looked at it and was like, well, couldn't you just not do the puzzle? He's like, oh. Yes, and fixed it. Not good at shell nudges. It's a bit of tech I never spent any time really learning. I need to let go of... Alright, this part is definitely going to cause me some consternation. Know exactly what level. Thank you. The spot the difference level. It would be something more akin to that, though certainly not exactly that. It would be a very thinky level and not a very executey level. Though I could see a way to make some of what I wanted to do into something different. I don't know. It's one of those, like, if I actually sit down and try to make it work, I'd need to do some ASM work. And that's not a hard trick. You just press Y and B on the same frame. Oh, Kaizo. Oh yeah, something else that was pretty cool. So PAX was last weekend, and I went and saw a lot of cool games, but I got to play Impulse and talk with Anon for a bit. That was pretty cool. And your name did come up, Fawful. It might have been when I was talking to Proto Pizza. Maybe it was when I was talking to Proto Pizza. But it was so cool to meet, like, some Kaizo-y people. Okay, what am I actually doing? I need to spin jump... You know, I probably should do the part of the level that involves throwing the key before doing the rest of it, now that I think about it. But yeah, actually, while I was there, Anon and his artist were discussing how best to do the art in a very specific level. It was that they had only put in the programmer art for. Collectively had only put in the programmer art for, and discussing how exactly it should be highlighted and where the light should be and what needs to be focused upon, because this level teaches you this about this, and it was really fascinating, honestly. I know Impulse is probably going to make a lot of Kaizo-adjacent people very happy. Proto Pizza is one of your closer friends in the community. Oh, cool! Yeah, he was introduced to me as Kev, and I'm like, oh, okay. Which Kevin could he be? But always nice when, you know, you can just use the... Ah, no. No Mega Man screen transition. Okay, I gotta throw it upwards. That's the key. That's the key to this whole part. That not holding A there. But yeah, that's the convenient part about having people use their aliases. Of course, in my case, because my name is roughly equivalent to my alias, I do have a slight advantage in that case, I will admit. Let's doesn't have... oh, it's not SA1, that would be why there's no problem there. Bro, then jump. I might have to look up how fast Louis beat this afterwards. I'm assuming Louis played that this week. Let go of A, but not X. Both music nerds? Oh, I believe it. It's one of those things I really should take the time to learn something about. How music actually works. But too many other projects. Really, I just don't understand sound that well outside of, like, the very basics of physics for it. Okay, switch to X. Okay, so yeah, that'll just work if I let go of A. The value of dumb death sometimes is you can try something that you might not have necessarily tried when you know you're already screwed. Okay, switch to X. Do not. Other news. Would like to simply like to have your ROM not explode with the number of gimmicks you're inserting? Yeah. That's not the world we live in SMW, unfortunately. There's, that's not how the tooling works. So I'm a big proponent of, like, making build scripts for ROMs, because it makes a more reproducible artifact. I don't think I'm alone in this world. Skill issue. Definitely not as easy as the other level, but you know, I think I'll eventually get this one. Happily using Lunar Helper Monitor. Honestly, I don't know what those actually do. Like, whenever I've dealt with it, I've done more or less the sort of thing Amper does with build. Like, Amper, I think, is using a proper build make script. My stuff, I ended up clobbling together a bunch of Python to make it work. The god-awful build script thing was not ideal, but it did work well enough. Even if it took, like, 4 minutes ago. Wouldn't be ideal if I was doing rapid iteration, I can tell you that right now. But the rapid iteration was all done using Project Carl, so it worked out okay. Which is the final artifact production. A bit of a bummer, I actually lost the code for that in the Great Hard Drive crash. Actually, I lost it before, because I accidentally nuked a SQLite database without thinking about it. That reminds me, I probably should do another chat hacks before the month is out. Don't know if I'll have time. Didn't throw it up. In, like, November, December. October. Other months that end in -er. Okay. I need to not waste those. I need to try to make sure I do those parts while letting go of Y. Or just keep falling off. Use your momentum to go straight into the bricks. Okay. Grab the key. Still practicing. That was actually good, because I let go of X, but not... A, but not X. That was good training. He's training. We need to do, like, a montage. I turned too fast there. And didn't let go of A. That was a complete and utter waste of everyone's time. Yeah, for these one-screen challenges, you see an awful lot of death pins really quick. The nudge. Okay. No, don't. Close. That was close. At least I'm getting consistent at that part. But not that part. Yeah. I need to do my PAX report write-up thing. So I think I'm actually going to stream it. It might actually be like a whole stream's worth of time if I actually like bust out the ones that have demos and see if they have demos and play some of the demos. So I played a lot of things at PAX. I'm mostly a play whatever prototype, whatever things people have out there kind of guy. Lunar Hub and Lunar Monitor is basically the build script. It automatically extracts stuff that you do in Lunar Magic from your ROM and stores it as files along with patches so they can be version controlled via Git and compiled to Git. Oh, that sounds lovely. That sounds absolutely lovely. I am a fan of any time you can actually check stuff into Git and it's not, you know, horrible binary blobs. Git doesn't deal well with those. Okay, third room. Finally seen it. I guess we do that first. This part seems easy. Okay. Well, that worked in my favor. I didn't get hit by the mace. Kind of feel like I should have. Even converts map 16 to a better format for commit comparison. Oh, that's really nice. Okay. No. Alright, what we learned here is that actually was really easy. If I just let go of Y, I would have been fine. Alright, so I think the rooms actually kind of descend in difficulty. Like, this nudge is the hardest thing. I don't think any of these are particularly difficult, just I need to do them. I'm kind of surprised map 16s can be converted that way. That's interesting. Yeah, there was a case recently where I was moderating something and I wanted to know if it was using a certain thing as a base ROM. Ended up asking the moderators, Discord, for it, advice on that. And the suggestion I ended up taking was to look at the level names and messages, see if they had changed, and they hadn't. But map 16 placement would have been interesting. Especially if it was in a legible format. Because just scrolling through map 16 is not the easiest thing to really compare, especially because like Lunar Magic doesn't like having two instances of itself open at a time. But yeah, that is cool. I'd say that probably makes compilations easier, but I still imagine that that doing a collab hack is something of a nightmare to manage, based upon the few people I know who have done them. But any tooling that helps makes it more likely. Okay, there we go. That is not the game. Alright. Take a water break. It's great. Your issues right now are that you're working on custom code for one of your gimmicks, which is not something that really gets helped by having the ability to recompile from scratch. That's fair. Good old crash and compile loop. Yeah, I'm glad the tooling has gotten so much better. At least now, my tooling for doing stuff is improved substantially by the fact that I no longer have to copy over my hacked ROM files over to another computer to use MESN. Now that MESN has a Mac target, you can well, it doesn't really have a Mac target, but you can compile it on a Mac, and it works fairly well. And I just can't imagine trying to use another debugger. All of the other debuggers are so much worse. Maybe No Cache has a decent debugger in his SNES thing, but I don't know if I want to learn how to use it. Like, I know he's always had, like, really decent debuggers, but, like, it's kind of like learning to use IDA. You have to learn how to use that debugger, whereas MESN's was a lot more lenient in how you learn it. Theoretically, do the level with any of the custom code, but it's pretty necessary for user experience. I think they will appreciate that, all the players. There is something to be said for quality of life sorts of things, especially in racing contexts. So close that. In fact, that was probably the last section before the midway, if there wasn't a midway troll. There's a general, like, rule of 4 with these sorts of things. Ah! Getting some nitrogen flashbacks. But either way, it's a sign I probably should just get better at nudging my shells. I could definitely use with more Kaizo practice, just because, like, I don't get any. I've been sort of in the LDC and or moderating thing, just sticking with SMW, but I also haven't spent as much time on SMW as I have in recent years. I still spend a lot, but comparatively. I think I don't even need to hold any button. I don't need to hold any directional buttons there, it just goes. I think I made it worse by holding a directional button. So I think. There we go. If I'd been a better jump, it would have worked. And if wishes were horses. Okay, stop, think, you've done this room, you know how it works. It's your rushing that's killing you in both cases. Maybe you do need to hold a button there. It's been a while since I've actually even watched a Romhack Races race. Really should get back into it, but I've been so busy on Saturdays recently. Or more accurately, it's been such great weather, I've been wanting to go spend it outside. Imagine as winter sets in, it'll be a lot easier to justify sticking inside till 5 p.m. We're already seeing the effects in Seattle. The long days are becoming shorter. The weather's getting a little bit colder. One of those problems of being so far north. You don't think of Seattle as being really far north, and, you know, compared to greater parts of Canada. But in America, it's pretty dang far north without going to Alaska. So we get beautiful long days in the summer that I absolutely love. Light till, you know, 9:30. Even now, it's still pretty light out until like 8 and change, but it's rapidly converging. By the time we get to December, it'll be 4 p.m. when the sun really starts setting. Okay, yeah, definitely need to hold right after the bow. Okay. Jump that way. When you jump before you throw. When you get a 1-up in one of these levels, it's not a good sign. There we go. This room is fairly easy. Just need to chill. And not get hit by the giant mace. Oh, right, you have to press down for this to happen. I think the intro even mentioned it. Okay. Just gotta build consistency. Over time. God, playing Kaizo feels so weird. Yeah, it doesn't happen that often. I mean, part of the thing is when you're watching Kaizo people, most of the Kaizo people you watch on Twitch are actually really good. And then you're watching me. But I need the practice. I need the practice. Something I really should do more of in my life, doing moderation and stuff. I really should be pushing myself to harder limits rather than just, like, tackling whatever random crap shit up in the moderation queue. No. I'm just gonna veto that right now. 19F is a thing of cursed beauty. I do not need to even try that. Like, honestly, I don't think I'd even be willing to chat hacks it. It's a truly impressive feat. 19F is the last level of Hacker's Dreams. It is an impressive gauntlet of nonsense. Okay, that does not end the level. Or 1E9, is that it? I don't remember. I'm bad at these numbers. I even mentioned that as such to Anon. I'm like, oh yeah, I've seen that. I watched Third Wall grind through it. So, I always appreciate it when they change out the music between sections. Oh, that's one of the things I wanted to ask Anon was like, is all the music in Hacker's Dreams original? Because I think it might be. Or at least there's certain stylings that led me to believe that it was written by somebody. 6 a.m. is 1. That's fair. That's absolutely fair. Nah, you've got enough to do. Get some sleep. I imagine that sleep will come to claim me relatively soon after I finish this as well. I didn't even look at the rest of the level before considering what I needed to do. The advantage of one-screen puzzles is you can actually see what you're going to do first, and I didn't even bother. Now, one thing I always appreciate like the Romhack Races team's doing is like making the levels' pacings a lot more even. Like, you have a very consistent product. Catch me later. It's possible. I need to get back to Dark Souls, but that probably definitely not till next week. I just started, basically the end of the last Dark Souls stream was, oh, so that's Send the Scaleless. And then he threw me in prison, and I don't know why. I mean, probably because I've been a dick and killed a lot of people, but, you know, I don't actually know why he's holding it against me. Still need to figure out how to get a source of light to go into the giant tomb. That's the other, like, major, what am I supposed to do with this nonsense? Other than that, like, I have just new stuff to start. There's absolutely nothing else on my docket of, like, I need to finish this now, which is nice. Finished Iconoclasts. Finished Deltarune. Even did the weird route. Jailed for trespassing. I guess it makes sense. Just surprised he's the first person to do it. I mean, he's the dragon person. Yeah, dragon's that personage. Why not? First person to do it. Don't gotta be human to be a person. Okay. Can't kill an undead? I mean, I think you can make them less animated, certainly. I think what it wants me to do... Oh, that's the second time around. Okay, I see. I just need to walk to the door. So stick them in a cell to the... Oh, actually, that makes logical sense, doesn't it? Yeah, the problem is I spent basically the entire game hollow, so I don't even think about these mechanics. Like, for me, there was no advantage to being a real person. Alright, there we go. Okay. This is straightforward. The same thing as the prior room. And now a disco shell ride. I think. Okay. What? You know, I think I could cheese this by riding the key. Maybe I'll just do that. You're hollow, not hollow. So if your mind about you is the main distinguisher. Ah, okay. Yeah, the lore of Dark Souls is completely lost on me. I still have not figured out, like, anything. Every once in a while, I'm like, why did I even kill that dude? I don't know. I legitimately don't know. It was more of a, well, they were there, I guess. I guess hooray for murder. Oh, no! At some point in time, I'm going to read about, like, all these people I murdered and find out if it was probably a good idea to murder them. But that can wait till after I finish Dark Souls proper. Something to do on another day. I think I'm close. I think. Like, I'm running out of places to be, even with the golden doors all opening now. There's only one golden door that I'm aware of that I didn't figure out what to do with, and I don't know where it is because I wasn't paying that much attention during the cutscene. I went to the one in past the fire giant, and I went to the one where Sen is. There's still one more somewhere, which I presume is probably either in the giant's tomb or in that irritating area that's right past the intro. I spent a long time trying to figure out how to get to, and then discovered that there's literally a ladder at the beginning of the game that takes you directly to that location. I don't know why they even give you that dang key. It's okay, Lord Dark Souls is convoluted, and trying to figure it out from in-game interactions alone is really, really, really annoying to the point of improbability. Yeah, it sounds about right. It's like when I play Destiny and you want to understand what's going on in Destiny, you need to read like a million of these things. The notes on all sorts of weapons and stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to do that on my TV. Like, reading on a projector sucks. Unless the text is really big, which it usually isn't. So. Nope. I figure fan wiki is the way to go for that kind of thing. Find out really who Sen the Scaleless is, and whatever her name was, the half-breed. And that guy who I think was probably not one I wanted to kill, but he was behind a painting, or not a painting, he was behind like some statues, and it just seemed like it would be pretty easy to kill him, so I killed him. Okay. No, wait. Didn't despawn, so that's cool. I'm gonna wait a second. Okay. I think I could ignore this and just ride the key. You do have to impart the key with momentum for that to work. I'm actually not really sure how to open that gate. Like, the instructions at the beginning said something about pushing up or down, but honestly, one of those things where it would have been more useful for the signage to be closer to the actual implementation of it. Hard to say. Hard to say. Yeah, I'm digging this section, the second section, a bit more, just so like getting the consistency for the first parts a lot faster. Maybe not that. That one corner is just going to do me in repeatedly. Wonder what this track is from. Pretty groovy track. Shoot. That's the first time that's happened. Like, I'm gonna guess that the end of the level is like right past that disco shell thing. Like, if I did... Maybe it said press up. Maybe if I press up, it would open the door above me. Because, like, the way I always dealt with these during BLDC, because it had this particular ASM, the lock and key ASM in it, was to throw keys at him because it was broken on SA1, on real hardware. But that doesn't work here because I must be a different revision of the key ASM or something. Or a completely different key and door ASM possibly, though the keys are the holes are very similar. Song always reminds you of Instant Crush by Daft Punk. Oh, interesting. How you doing, Mika? Hardware is mumbling about incomprehensible. I don't know anything about Daft Punk, really. Crossbreed Priscilla is the daughter of Seth the Scaleless and an unknown human mother. Oh! Oh, that's the kind of crossbreed she is. I wouldn't have guessed. I thought she was more in the furry than scaly dimension. Because the tail certainly screamed to me furry rather than scaly. That was the furriest part of her. Now I know. That's actually useful information. Today I learned. I mean, it's interesting information. I guess useful is probably not the right word. There's nothing I can do about that because she's quite dead now. Come on. That was the opposite of what I wanted. Yeah, send the Scaleless and then whatever the other magic door. I've got like a couple other small side quest details documented, and I'm so glad that I took notes on what I was doing and what I was planning to do in Dark Souls because of how many like lengthy breaks there had been. White scales on her neck. That was something I probably didn't notice because she was trying to murder me and was usually invisible. It took me a while to get her fight down. Once I did, it wasn't that bad, but like it was very much I just need to understand how she moves and at her speed, and the one time she's turned visible was useful for that. I think that means the human had a tail. Her character named Scaleless. You think he'd have fewer scales than he does? I mean, I honestly got one look at him. I didn't spend much time in the fight since he jailed me. So I legitimately just like, he's kind of a whitish looking, greenish looking pretty traditional looking dragon is more or less what's in my mind's eye right now. Because I was mostly just trying to dodge the large shards of stuff he was throwing at me. But it's definitely something I'm going to be looking forward to in the near future, is giving him the good old heave-ho, getting rid of him. One of us has to go, and it's not going to be me, except that the multiple times it's going to be me. But the final time will be him. Oh, beverage break. I appreciate this level has no slopes. Absolutely none. I feel like I've had enough... Oh, okay, it has a little bit of slowage, but nothing you can't stop on. Had enough slopes for a lifetime. There we go. Progress for once. Okay. Oh, that was actually really easy to do. Alright. That was it. I decrypted all the things. How you doing, Wergoose? Man just needs to weigh his apples. I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. Don't have context? I don't either. I don't know what I was talking about. I was rambling about setting the scaleless and things. Oh, scaleless! Oh, I get it. That's... yeah, he's never gonna get into Egyptian heaven either. Because he can't weigh the feather against his heart.